Rumble YouTube family, what's good? What's happening? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me? Let me know if you could hear me or not. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? Because, you know, I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing the whole Charlie Chaplin, you know, silent film stuff, and then y'all can't hear me. You know what I'm saying? Okay, perfect. You can hear me. You can see me. Bravo, bravo. Yay. God bless America. Okay, man. It's good to have y'all. Welcome, everybody, to Monday. There's a rhyme and there's a reason for doing Monday. Just wanted to knock this stuff out for today because tomorrow we have some other people that are going to be doing their thing. And I may be entertaining other things tomorrow, but doing a show at the same time. So wanted to welcome everybody. Welcome, everybody. Ironwork 92,000. Good to see everybody. For the people that we have here, welcome. But first, before I even continue, let me greet everybody. JJ's here in the foundry, y'all. And I know it looks like a little mad small up here, but let me see if I can bring that down. I can't bring it down. Let me see. What if I did this? Let me try that. No. Let me try this. How about this? No. How about that? No. And that? No. That. JJ, what's happening, family? Good to see you, bro. Our brother JJ's here in the foundry, y'all. Good to see you. JJ's here. Lord Racer. It's about time, man. I haven't seen Lord Racer in a bit. Good to see you, Lord Racer. It's been a while. Welcome, welcome. Mr. Super Sidewinders is here with us. Welcome, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Yes. J.R. Hartley. Good to see you, fam. Good to see you. Good to see you. Ida Hill's here. Yeah. My girl Ida Hill's here. Welcome, Ida. Good to see you. Good to see you. Motor Boater. Good to see you, man. Welcome, sir. Haven't seen you in a while, but it's still good to see you. Nate X, same thing. Good to see you, man. Always a pleasure, Nate X. Nate X, welcome, and it's good to see you. RG's here, y'all. Welcome, RG. Good to see you, man. RG's here in the foundry with us. All right. Brian Roy, King Roy. Welcome, sir. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you, man. Always a pleasure. Downhill Skier. Good to see you, man. Okay, not good to see you. I know who it is. So goodbye. So yeah, man. So we're gonna have people that come in here acting silly, acting foolish. They have nothing better to do, but that's okay. We just see them out. That's all. Memorial Gardens. Good to see you, fam. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. All right. Memorial Gardens is here with us. JJ out of here. Memorial Gardens. Lord Racer RG. Nate X. All right. Saddle Bum. Saddle Bum. Good to see you, fam. Welcome, Saddle Bum. Good to see you. Good to see you. Downward direction. Welcome, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. All right, man. And that's what we got. That's what we got. That's what we starting off with for today. And that's what's up. That's what's up. Still in the meantime, it's what we have, it's what we starting off with. And as you guys start to stream in, um, as you guys start to stream in, you know what it is, man. So all right. So today, the reason as to why I'm doing today's show, I figured we needed to talk about something. Not necessarily going to spend too much time on the topic of the final experiment, but something that kind of involves it. Right. This is something that we kind of discussed um, in regards to what's the after. I guess you could say the aftermath of the final experiment, right? That aftermath, of course, is what is the, I guess you could say, the grand crescendo, right? Like what culminates from after the final experiment. So I guess in this case they make a movie. Okay, so they do the final experiment and then they turn around and then they make a documentary. They do something happens, something tends to happen. So yeah, and we were right. We were right. They're going to go ahead and they're going to make this documentary, I guess, right? Um Documentaries, listen, I've never made a movie in my life. I've never made a movie. Um I've used a video camera and I've shot film, but it ain't the same. It ain't the same thing. So I would imagine that this documentary is going to be funded, properly funded by who? I don't know. Okay. I'm not going to spend too much time trying to guess as to who's funding it. I'm sure you guys might come across people that may know. Me, I don't know. All right. But now we have this guy named John Mariande, I think it is, or something like that. I guess he was on the trip that these guys claim to have gone on to Antarctica. And he filmed what he filmed or claimed to have filmed. I don't know. Now, you know what's crazy? A couple of things. So what I'm going to play for y'all and we're going to kind of break down is we're going to break down the interview between Strange World personnel, right? Strange World, Mark Sargent's show, and John Mariande. He was on, I think it was last week, and they didn't grill him, but they asked him questions fairly. They asked him, okay, I don't know how we feel about they asked him questions fairly because okay, these are people that we're looking at a little bit suspiciously. I understand, right, that we're lacking in trust when it comes to people that went to do this final experiment thing, right? We're having a tough time with them. Okay, I get it. People claim to have gotten a footage and they're going to add it to this thing. And I guess all we can do is talk about it in the meantime and then wait and see what the final product is going to be. Now, Mark Sargent, shout out to Mark Sargent and DJ Curious because these guys they managed to get this interview with these dudes. And well, I'm not going to spoil it. I'll leave it to y'all. I'll let y'all see for yourselves. I'm not going to tell you what to think, how to do all this. Um I have my thoughts based on what I saw during the interview. But again, I don't want to spoil how you guys feel about like, okay, off on the side privately, we can discuss it. But I don't want to inject how I feel about it to ruin, you know what I'm saying? To mess with how you guys might have perceived the interview. And you know what I'm saying? So we in these regards, do we need to be fair? We don't have to be fair. We don't. Because I'll be square with you, right? Typically flat earthers, we're usually in the right. Typically, as flat earthers, we're busy looking. We're busy trying to figure things out. We're not defending, we're not defending a castle or a fort of lies. Does that make sense? We're snooping around, and in the process of snooping around, we're figuring things out. We're like, hey, beyond that fort of lies are truths that we need to come across, right? And so we're just breaking the castle down. But you have a group of people that are actively defending this castle of lies. That's how I see it. Okay. Now, in that regard, I feel as flat earthers, it's always best to be on the side of truth. It's always best to, in the process of looking for the truth, we're honest, glasnost, right? We're open. And so, honestly, I feel as flat earthers, that is our saving grace, is when we're honest and we're open because, hey, we can always, you know what it is. When you tell the truth, you ain't got to remember shit. And even if you forgot some shit, it's out of honesty. So if you needed to recall it, or if somebody had to remind you of something that you had done or had said, it's easy to bring it back up. Because when you make some shit up, it fades away. Lies just they don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So we have that as our defense, the truth. So I always caution to just make sure you are always on the side of truth, or you're looking to remain on the side of truth. Don't try to, don't make it up as you go along. Doesn't end well for anybody in that regard. So because they're defending this thing of lies, and okay, I'm not saying that those guys that did the final experiment are lying, but there's a lot of questions that I have. Let's pretend. Let's just pretend that they went. I have a lot of questions. Okay. Did I get receipts? I did, except for from Witsit. I did not get receipts from Witsit. Um, did I get full receipts? I did not get full receipts. I got I got a receipt or two here from one person, that was McToon. I got a receipt from another guy that he emailed me and he hit his face. Like, you get that from these guys. These guys are, a lot of times they want to play chicken shit. They want to be scared and stuff like that. It is what it is. Mr. Super Sidewinder holding it down on the Rumble side. Yeah. All right, all right. So, um, my thing is this, man. If you're gonna come and you're gonna attack me on my email, show your face. Don't be scared. Like, you see who I am. You know who I am. You know where to find me. Why would you be scared of me? Do you think I'm gonna come to your house and I'm gonna do something? I'm, I don't play those games. You know what I'm saying? I've got far too much to lose, far too much that's at risk for me to come to your house and do some harm to you. We don't play those things. You know what I'm saying? We're too busy looking for the truth. If you're not in that pursuit with us, that's your problem. However, you don't need to hide your face from me. Okay? No reason for you to, but people tend to do that. They feel they needed to show their receipt but hide their face at the same time. They needed to show their receipt but then hide their name at the same time. And I'm like, why would you hide your name from me? What do you think? Like, I'm not going to hack you. I'm not going to call the police on you. You just sent me a receipt. Like, if you wanted me to hold that in confidence, I understand and I would do that, right? I would respect your wishes and I wouldn't go around showing your stuff. Now, I'd show your stuff if you hid it, right? That's fine. Or if you gave me permission to go ahead and show it off, I would. Now, I feel that as a lot of these Globers, as they came around and they started to, show a receipt or two or three, and a lot of times it was a way to Union Glacier, right? It wasn't a way, not even a lot of times. I think in three instances, I got a receipt to Union Glacier. I got a boarding pass to Union Glacier. I got one from McKeegan that had the little flaw right on the barcode, but whatever. I got one from McKeegan. I got one from McToon, but he hid his name, which I thought was strange. And I got another one from another guy. I forget his name, but somebody I don't even know. But here's the thing: at the end of the day, I didn't care for their receipts. I wanted specifically two. I wanted two receipts, like Jean Claude Van Damme. I want Dong Po. I want Dong Po. I'm going to fight him. You know what I'm saying? I wanted two receipts. I wanted Judas's receipt. I wanted Red Witsit, right? So those two receipts I really didn't get. So I got something in the form of a receipt, the QR code. You guys saw it. It was from Judas, and it was going to Union Glacier from Punta Arenas. Now, albeit it took him 336 days to provide the receipt. Let me give you the steps. So we ask for these receipts. That's one. Two. We don't get the receipts until, and it's a year and change, and we still don't get the receipts. 2. 3, when we showed up on Sam's show and we asked for the receipts, a few things that Jaron said, right? And you can go back, and when I say Sam's show, I really mean Judas's show, Jaron, right? When we showed up on his show, and I showed up as a guest for a short amount of time to discuss why I wanted to see the receipts, we were told a couple of things, and I'm sure you guys could go back and you could see for yourselves. And if I'm wrong somewhere, tell me I'm wrong. Where he said, I didn't get any. I didn't get any. I don't remember getting any airplane tickets. How do you not remember getting airplane tickets to the most important? It's like if we flew to the moon, and then they gave you a space shuttle ticket, and then you're like, I don't remember if I got a space shuttle ticket to fly to the moon. I'm sorry, excuse me. It's not like you're flying to New Jersey, or it's not like you're flying to, Wisconsin or something like that. You're going to a place nobody goes to. So how do you not remember that? I'm just saying, that's what he said to us. I don't remember getting a ticket. I don't remember these things. Now, all those being said, he could very well have not remembered it. It is what it is. Before I continue, Dr. Bass Ackwards, how you doing, left-handed man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you, Sugary Nose. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Oh, man. Good to see you, JJ. Let's see. Warrior coming out and playing with us tonight. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. All right. And Peter WFE. Good to see you, sir. Always a pleasure. Yeah. So now those are what I remember hearing. And then if we went back and we went and we watched it again, you want to know something? He'd be saying the same. He would have said exactly what I just said. I don't remember getting this. Just a reason, always an excuse as to why there is no receipt, as to why he can't give me a ticket. So it took him another month and a half roughly to provide what I wanted. And you know what? We didn't get what we wanted, but it's good enough. At that point, I wanted to kind of let it ride a little bit. I was like, all right, look, okay, this is what Judas came up with, guys. And I wanted to be fair. I figured it would be fair because it's like, look, here we go. This is what he has. This is what he gave us. Okay, whether you want to believe it or not, at least I presented it. Of course, you had the whole debacle where you had those guys lying, of course, saying that I did something, I tampered with it, I did all this stuff. It took them to an Israeli. You heard all the bullshit. You heard all the BS, right? Aside from all that, we got something from Judas. Now, Judas didn't think that I treated fairly. He'd say that I don't believe he, at this point, I look at it like this, right? And I'm being real with you. Did he provide? Yes. It took you 300 something days to where you could do whatever. Like you seriously, I'm not forcing you how to think or how to see things, but instead, I just want you to consider this. It took you 300 something days to provide me something, and you know how the internet works, and you know how things operate. Why do you think that should remain valid? It took you over a year to provide me something that should take you well within 5 minutes to provide normally. I've got tickets from when I went to Guam like 10 years ago that if you said, Vlad, I don't believe you went to Guam on this day, I could be like, there you go. Here it is. It's still here. It's still on the web. So for you to come out and then it takes you this long to say you don't remember having this and having that, you don't have to necessarily remember, but you know who does remember? It's the web, it's your email, it's your phone. These things they maintain the record somehow, somewhere, right? These things remain there. So when we get these excuses, it just ruins your credibility further and further. And so I'd like to take this information, right? What we know. And whether you're of the globe, whether you're of the flat earth, you know, globe people know what us flat earth people know. This is not a secret, right? And you know how this whole thing is going down, not a secret at all. Um, you know that these guys weren't providing. Why didn't you ask them? Why don't you just ask them the same question? Yeah, where the fuck is your ticket? Just give them the fucking ticket already. You know what I'm saying? Just give them the ticket. But when you can't give them the ticket, and you as a globe person that wants to believe that they went and they did what they did, that doesn't then trigger something in your mind. And this is why we can't have the conversations that we would normally like to have with normal people. But it seems as if you're doing your best to defend a lie till the cows come home. And that's what it appears as. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. It looks like you guys just sit there defending lies. Now, I don't know if you guys are getting paid. I don't know if you guys are getting some kind of monetary back because you're defending these lies, but something isn't right. The way you guys defend these lies, that kind of rhymes, but the way you guys defend these lies, it doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? We should be in this together, attacking lies together. It's a human thing. It shouldn't be a globe flat thing. It's because you're a human. It's because you should want the truth and you shouldn't want to lie. I mean, I don't think I don't think I'm out of bounds for asking for something like that. But in all fairness, even though it took a fucking year to get something, guess what? We got something from Jaron. We still haven't gotten anything from Witsit. And so now we're getting the whole excuse, his phone, everything else. Bullshit. I say once, I say it twice. Bullshit and excuses. These things always appear electronically, email, phones, this one, that one, this one. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So, when you guys sit there and you don't provide anything, like it doesn't make you look good. It doesn't make you look good at all. So anyway, saying all that to say this, that's my brief monologue. Yeah. So the vertical stream. Yeah. This is I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Can I maximize this? Minimize it? I can't even do that. Visual effects, mute. Yeah, I don't know. Let me get rid of that thing. That's just silly. I don't know why StreamYard does this, but why in the F do you care so much about this single thing? Hey, Greg, it's good to see you, by the way. Greg, you just came on here to complain. Good Lord have mercy. It's still good to see you. Flat Bob, what's happening, man? Good to see you too, man. Yeah, well, Greg, we're not going to sit here and talk about that. We're talking about an interview that took place. We're talking about an interview. Chill, man, chill. We're talking about an interview that took place between John Mariande and the guys over at Strange World. This is Mark Sargent's channel. And so, all right, like I said, I'll let you guys figure out the rest. We're going to go ahead and we're going to play Strange World, John Mariande that showed up with these guys. And yeah, we'll let them talk. We'll let them talk. So let me go ahead. And again, shout out to the guys over at Strange World for actually holding it down and holding this interview. It was around 2 hours or so, right? That interview. So we'll just let them burn. We'll let them talk. And I'll interject when I feel I need to. But here it is. Zoop, 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 zoop. Zoo, 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 zoo. Where's that thing? Oh, Lord have mercy. Would you just, Christ almighty. Give me a second, y'all. This freaking thing, man. This thing just be giving me a headache. There it is. Fine. Boom. There it is. All right. So again, here's Strange World. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get this for y'all. All right. So guys, make sure if you haven't subbed to Mark Sargent, right? You go ahead and you sub to Mark Sargent. Now, I know a lot of y'all give Mark Sargent a hard time because you think he's a shill and everything. I get it. But we have to give Mark Sargent his flowers. He gets to do these interviews with folks that a lot of times we might not have access to. Him and DJ Curious. I feel they do a fairly good job. So that's not a place where you're going to get a lot of smoke. Over here, it's like it's a goddamn smokehouse. You know what I'm saying? A lot of craziness happens in here. We try to be as upfront and everything, but they try to be a little bit more diplomatic on the Strange World side, which it's what floats their boat. It's what floats their boat, and we'll let it do what it do. But here is the episode, y'all. In case you hadn't subbed to Mark Sargent and his channel, there it is. It is right there. It's right there. Okay, it is right there. So get what you get. Make sure you sub. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let Mark Sargent and them do the talking, man. I'm gonna shut my ass up. Okay. Just let these dudes. There we go. There we go. All right. So here's Strange World, y'all. Oh, Lord have mercy. This is terrible. Anyway, here's Strange World, Mark Sargent, John Mariande, and them. Here it is.
Dr. Green Thumb episodes where he is wearing sunglasses and talking about whatever he wants to talk about, which is awesome.
Did you watch the playback last week, by the way?
Our playback?
Yeah, because, our handoff really...
All right. Fast forward.
Mariande.
That's how we butcher it. That's right.
There it is, y'all.
Cool.
My bad.
Well, welcome, Jonathan, to Strange World. Thank you so much for being here.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Mariande, if anyone's wondering.
Mariande.
That's how we butcher it. I think it's French, so we kind of Americanized it.
It's all right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, well, for those that don't know, he's a father, filmmaker, and is working on the TFE documentary. And we had the
this
pleasure
better,
of
y'all,
meeting at
as
the
far
last
as
meetup in LA just a few months ago. And it was great because I think just people
Lord
have been
have
wondering,
mercy.
you've been flying under the radar all year. And so thank you so much for coming on. And we're ready to just get to know you and hear your backstory.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, Mark.
So,
So let's get your backstory on before we even get into the Antarctic thing. Let's talk about your filmmaker. How you got into film, how long you've been in California, and your dabblings into the truth community up until now.
yeah, I've been in California about 20 years. I was working in film really since I was a kid, making videos, football highlight films. I had an open access TV show back in Lafayette, Louisiana on Acadiana Open Channel. And I guess I've been into this stuff largely since I wouldn't say flat Earth until about 2015, if I'm being fair. I think that's really the jumping off point for a lot of people.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy. Yo, real talk. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But if you listen to this interview, all right. Like I said, I have my thoughts. I am not going to spoil what I think just yet. Spoil you guys with what it is I think. I'll just let this guy talk. But yeah, if you guys have seen this interview, maybe some of you have, but if you haven't, you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's let him cook.
But I'm an armchair guy. I've always found that the flat Earth conversation or the greater truther conversations or anything around conspiracy, it's a great party conversation. It's a great icebreaker because really quick you're going to get to know someone where do they kind of lay on the map? So I would post on Facebook. I would post, on Instagram. I don't have a following on any of these accounts. People I know. It's not like I'm a content creator. I've been in the film business since, I went to college for film, worked on some TV shows and some feature films, big studio films, on my way into and through the navigating Los Angeles, where I've DP'd about 11 feature films. I recently directed one that I wrote, this Antarctica documentary. I've shot and lit as a lighting gaffer or as a director of photography, on lots of other people's projects for a really long time. But I never made content about this sort of thing. I never put myself out there or scrutinized any of these ideas at length, particularly with Flat Earth. So I would say I was more of a traditional Hollywood filmmaker. I was going through the ranks with lighting and camera.
Cool.
And you have some amazing portraits that are on your Instagram page.
No, thank you.
Very, very talented photographer, and that was fun to see you set up and seeing you just get all excited about taking pictures. And
that's right.
Yeah.
I got to email everyone. We were inside baseball when I met you through Nathan Thompson's meetup in El Segundo. Was it Dockweiler or El Segundo? I brought my camera, I brought my light, and I took everyone's photos. It's another icebreaker for me. I love to take someone's photo and kind of capture their essence. I think that's what really draws me to documentary film. I really like the story process of narrative films, getting to know someone with the guards down, who they are, their essence. So thanks for that.
Yeah, no, it's great. And so you had mentioned you got into Flat Earth in 2015. That's a while now.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to tell you the specifics, but actually when I was in the early conversations about going on the final experiment trip,
No. Let's
the
go back
really
real quick.
Early the story.
So DJ Curious asked him, said something specific right there. So let's hear that again.
The process of narrative films, photo, and kind of capture their essence. I think that's what really draws me to documentary film. I brought my camera. I brought going through the ranks with lighting and camera.
Cool.
And you have some amazing portraits that are on your Instagram page.
No, thank you.
Very, very talented photographer, and that was fun to see you set up and seeing you just get all excited about taking pictures. And
that's right.
Yeah.
I got to email everyone. We were inside baseball when I met you through Nathan Thompson's meetup in El Segundo. Was it Dockweiler or El Segundo? I brought my camera. I brought my light, and I took everyone's photos.
Hold on.
It's another icebreaker for me. I love to take someone's photo and kind of capture their essence. I think that's what really draws me to documentary film. I really like the story process of narrative films, getting to know someone with the guards down, who they are, their essence. So thanks for that.
Yeah, no, it's great. And so you had mentioned you got into Flat Earth in 2015. That's a while now.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to tell you the specifics, but actually when I was in the early conversations about going on the final, really wanted to emphasize was that I was a flat earther. Early conversations about the story process of narrative.
Listen to that again. Y'all heard that, right? Let's listen one more time.
Films, getting to know someone with the guards down, who they are, their essence. So thanks for that.
Yeah, no, it's great. And so you had mentioned you got into Flat Earth in 2015. That's a while now.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to tell you the specifics, but actually when I was in the early conversations about going on the final experiment trip, one of the things that Will Duffy, who was leading the trip, really wanted to emphasize was that I was a flat earther, that I was okay, I was public about this, and open about it. And did I have any evidence that I'd been a flat earther for more than a couple of years? And so I said, never created the content, but you're more than welcome to follow me on Facebook, and you could scroll back as far as you want to go, which he did. I think in part because he wanted to give Jaron and Austin and Lizbeth and also people tuning in to the
All right, let me pause that right there real fast. Already. So let me ask you guys. If you guys were asked, hey, Dr. Bass Ackwards, I heard that you are a flat earther since 2017. What would you say then, Dr. Bass Ackwards, about your flat earth journey from 2017 to 2025? Flat Bob, I heard you were a flat earther since 2019. Is this true? Tell me about it. J.R. Hartley, heard you were a flat earther since 2016. Tell me about it. JJ, heard you were a flat earther since this one. Maria Walker, I heard you were a flat earther since that one. Tell me about it. Tell me about your experience. Be like, yeah. Oh, yeah, totally. And then you'd kind of break into this one and that one and that one and this one. I don't know what he keeps looking back at, and it's fucking hard with this thing. Damn difficult with this thing. But, man, I tell you what, it is a pain in the butt. This whole, let's see, full screen layout. No, I don't need that. This thing is a pain in my butt. Trying to get this thing to work. Anyway, show screen panels. Let's see. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can make this thing work. I apologize, family. Let's see. No. My scenes. Oh, no. Lord have mercy. No. Create a new folder. This is a pain in the butt, this thing. No, none of that. None of that at all. None of that at all. Hopefully this thing didn't get minimized on y'all. But okay. Let's get back to it. What we were watching. Jesus, this thing is a pain in the butt. Valley Parks, how you doing, fam? Good to see you. Good to see you. But you heard him. Since 2015, been a flat earther. Anybody that you could ask about the flat earth thing, if they're a flat earther, if they're a true earther, they're going to break out and talk about their journey up to that point. It's not going to be like, yep, since 2015, let's talk about the final experiment. Anybody, for the most part, you know? But yeah, it's vertical tonight, Big Pine. I apologize, family. I apologize for that. I've been trying to fix it. I've been trying to straighten it out. I'm still investigating, but it's good to see you. Big Pine, good to see you. Good to see you. I thought I saw another one. I saw. You know, so let's go ahead. And yeah, I could see Flat Earth Banjo. I could see Flat Earth Banjo doing something on this, right? Because Flat Earth Banjo don't like this shit at all. You know, and I like Flat Earth Banjo. I like watching his stuff. I saw him a little bit yesterday, right? But you know, Flat Earth Banjo does not like it. And you know what's crazy is a lot of people don't like that Flat Earth Banjo don't like it. Now, here's the thing, y'all. You know, either people are going to agree with it or not. That shouldn't mean that you have to unsub from them or you have to hate them. You know, you got to remember flat earthers have been deceived since day one, and we don't like it. We don't like any sign of deceit at all. So if that means we throw the whole baby out with the bathwater, that's what's happening. You know what I'm saying? And my thing also is that I'd like to believe that these guys went, but you know, seeing how Jaren acted, I feel Jaren is compromised. So I've been taking it down a little bit on how I approach anything involving Jaren, even calling him Judas, right? I've been slowing it down a lot because I feel that he got stuck between a rock and a hard place. I don't know what they compromised him with, but he's like compromised fully. And that's something that I can kind of talk about. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be coming up on Strange World tomorrow. And this is something that me and the guys I'm looking at discussing with those guys, DJ Curious and Mark Sargent, right? I feel DJ Curious here in this regard with John Mariande gave him a chance. Now, I know a lot of you guys don't like that, and I get it, right? But he's his guest. and he has to give him a chance. Flat Out Faith, how you doing, family? X Blade, how you doing? He has to give him a chance. He has to let him talk. This is the guy that's going to be doing the he's the guy that's going to be doing the Final Experiment documentary. So you want to hear about it. You want to hear about what his experiences were and what it is he's going to be putting forth to the public. Because now this whole video, this whole movie is in his hands, right? And Flat Bob says he had a dick pics floating around and got involved with the crypto scam. Same with Robbie Davidson and Patricia Steer and that whole crew. Okay. All right. So you guys, all right, you guys have circumstantial evidence, which, you know, I know of these things, but I don't know if that would dissuade him from being true to himself. But then again, you know, with the kind of channel that, you know, Jaron has built, Patricia Steer and them have built, maybe they didn't want their name run through the muck. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. If Jaron wants to go around and sling out dick pics, you know, not saying that's the best thing to do, but at least he didn't murder somebody. I'm not saying that that's good. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, it's like, is that something that he should be afraid of to, you know, for people to get upset about? I don't know. Now the crypto scam, I don't know. That's probably a whole bird's nest of craziness and problems that I will never fully understand. You know what I'm saying? So there were things involved, probably like, you know, money, probably the things that you hear on those technical terms, money laundering, fraud. When you hear fraud, when these guys talk about fraud and it's the government and it's their money that they seem to be able to know how to properly defraud the rest of the American public with, but then they come after us, small potatoes like Jaron and Patricia Steer and Robbie Davidson. These guys are a bunch of small potatoes, but it's easy when you own the bank to say, hey, you're fucking with legal tender over here. You know, we could lock you up for 98 years for that. And, you know, this, depending on how they write the laws, they can say whatever, and then they can do whatever if you're slightly out of bounds. And the thing is that one thing we used to say in the Navy is ignorance is not an excuse. Ignorance is not an excuse to fuck up. So they're going to use that against him and them. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Flat Bob says that's why they all came out at the same time. That's right. That's a real good point, Flat Bob, because they all came out at the same time denouncing the flat earth, saying, and they basically ended their letters with the same fucking thing. I have in no way been coerced and blah, 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 blah. It sounded super canned. You know what I'm saying? So I totally agree with that. Totally agree with it. Anyone talk to Robbie? Not that I've seen Peter W. I called them out on site, moderator or not. I just don't give a fuck. I feel you, bro. I feel you. It's mad discouraging. Hot Tatties. Yeah. Martin Haley, how you doing, fam? It's good to see you, man. Good to see you. I haven't been threatened or coerced anyway. They all said the same fucking thing. You know, in closing, I have not been threatened or coerced in any way, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, it's canned. So you all saw it. You all remember it. And we saw it for what it was. And even though, and here's my thing, right? And I'm going to be real about it. And for that, I will give them the grace for that. Because here's my thing. I'm not in that situation. Not in that situation. You guys weren't in their shoes in that situation. So it's easy when you're on the outside. I'm looking at it as real as possible. When we're on the outside looking at how these guys are approaching their problems at hand, right? It seems so new. They might not have money for a lawyer or because that's the thing. The system is designed in such a way that you are guaranteed to lose at all times. I don't know if you know this, but Candace Owens even is about to get the shit suit out of her by the fucking French president. She's going to lose. She's going to lose. It doesn't matter. She could have fucking Perry Mason on her team. She could have Johnny Cochran on her team. She could have fucking Sherlock Holmes. She could have everybody. You know what I'm saying? She could have all these people on her fucking legal. She could have Mrs. Huxtable on her legal defense team. But the government is designed in such a way that even if you're right, you're wrong and you're going to lose. and the fucking French president and his man wife, you know, the first man, Bobby Macron, right? Both them motherfuckers, they own the bank. They got a whole bank. It's kind of like when you're fighting a boss in a video game and you have infinity hit points. They got that. That's on their side. They got a whole bank to use against Candace Owens. Candace Owens does not have that. She does not have that. So these guys can't win. And I understand, right? I understand we're like, yo, definitely, definitely like we would be upset. I'm upset. I'm annoyed. But do I get it? Like I take a step back and I'm like, I get it. Okay, yeah, I get it. I get it. Now, does that mean I'm going to get off their helmet? No. Nope. No. I'm going to still give them that work. But now that I'm sitting back thinking about it, yeah, okay, they're compromised. These guys are compromised. And like you can't do in those regards, you can't do like you could do something, right? But then they'll probably wind up getting the repercussions. I don't know why they took out Patricia Steer though, and I don't know why they took out Robbie Davidson. That's strange. When they didn't go on that trip, Jaron went. So whatever he had going on, so I could see that money thing happening, and then they got rid of him. But Jaron is fighting, right? He is fighting the flat earth community as best as he can to lend his voice to, you know, the moon landing was real, this and that, that and that, that and this. So it's like this, like I could get mad at him all day. And then he didn't give me the fucking tickets when he was supposed to. He ended up giving the tickets, sure. But then it's like you take a step back, you look at it, he's compromised. The dude's bought and paid for. And he's feeling the sting now. But this is something that I don't think only flat earthers should pay attention to. This is something that even globers, and this is globers, pay attention. This is why we think y'all are totally full of shit. This is why we feel that you guys are getting paid. You guys have to be getting paid. They all came out saying that the earth is a ball. Yeah. They all came. So they didn't go to jail for their crypto scam. That was what kept them out. No, I totally get it. And was recanting the flat earth. Exactly. So basically, it's like they got their arms twisted and they said, call me your uncle. Call me uncle. And they yelled uncle. They got their arms twisted, didn't want it getting snapped up. So they said uncle. They cried uncle. You know what I'm saying? They know good and damn well that's not their uncle. You know, but they did what they needed to do to save their arm. Listen, I'm not saying we have to agree with it, but if we look at it just from, we know how this crooked ass government operates. We know how the powers that be perform and how they do things. So these guys are a victim of it. And then they turn on the flat earth, and they're the more prominent and the bigger names. I don't know if the same happened with Witsit. Maybe they didn't have nothing on him, or maybe they did, and it just didn't turn out too good on him. Yeah, how do you control opposition? You lead the opposition. Yeah. But I don't think but JJ, I don't think Jaron is much of a leader now. He's lost all credibility. We don't trust him. That's a known fact. Now, I doubt that he's going to get any trust from the Globe people. I think they're doing it more in spite of us. And also, it's just a big platform that they can latch on to, kind of like a hangout joint. You know what I'm saying? They don't really appreciate or like him, but they're going to use him. They're going to milk him. They're going to suck him dry. And like any other person, right? After they finish using him, they're going to toss away the husk. They're going to get rid of him, right? They're going to fucking push him aside. And they're going to use him as broken tools. He's broken tools, and he'll be an afterthought. And I think Jaron is starting to realize that. He's starting to see these things. So I don't understand how he's going to fare from this point on. And I don't know how he's proceeding now, knowing that those Globers are just using him. No, you don't. You don't. But what sucks for him is that he had such a big channel, right? And he'd been a flat earther for years. So it's only a matter of time before the flat earth comes out as it is what it is. Hey, I don't know if you guys know this, but NASA is getting rid of their library, right? So I live in a place that's near NASA, right? I'm kind of close to NASA, and I've been trying to go so I could get some of these books. I want to see what they're getting rid of at the library. So me as a kid, I grew up going to the library my whole life. I like going to the library, and it smells good in there too, right? So, as a matter of fact, I just came from the library the other day. I just came from the Brooklyn Public Library, the New York Public Library out there at freaking Grand Army Plaza in Brooklyn, right? A real nice place. These libraries are perfect. Now, NASA is getting rid of their library. They scrapped it. So I think that was part of the Doge cuts. I'm not too sure, but they are, right? Gave them a call to see if I could get some books. Ain't nobody pick up. It's like they got rid of the phone. I'm going to look to see if I could go out there so I can get some books. Typically, when a library is either, okay, I'm not going to say that because I've never been to a library that was closing. Typically, libraries remain open, right? This is something that's funded by the city or the town that you live in. So one thing that they tend to do is they get rid of their books, right? And this could be an annual purge. It could be a biannual purge, whatever. But they're just making room for new books. I used to go to my library back home, and then I would go every year and I'd bring either a box or I'd bring my dad's duffel bag, right? And then I'd be like, look, $1. They'd be like $1 as many books as you could bring home. And so I'd go there, I'd bring a bag, a duffel bag, a box, and then I would just fill as many of those freaking boxes up as I could and as many books as I can in the bag. And then I would go home for $1. You know what I'm saying? And that was a steal. That was a deal to me. That was cool. So to shut down an entire library, I think it's strange. I almost feel as if this is NASA's way of burning the books, pun intended. See what I did there? So NASA's basically burning the books by scrapping their library. And then they're going to turn around and say, we don't have the money for it. Really? You ain't got the money for it? So you got that budget that goes to NASA every year, but you don't have a budget for the library? What kind of sense does this make? Now you've got so much attention that and I'm going to go back to Strange World. Give me 1 second. I want to cook and I'm coming to a point. You've got a whole library that you run. It's a library. Kids go to these libraries. That's it. That's easy money. Hey, kids, we're going on a field trip. We're going to the NASA library. Ooh, yay, yay, yay. You just take the kids to the library. That's easy money. You know what I'm saying? You just bring a librarian from the library to go to the kids' school to talk about space stuff. That's easy money. Why are you scrapping the library? Unless you are getting rid of documents. Unless you're getting rid of your footprint of maintaining lies. Unless. Of course, all we can do is guess. All I can do is guess. I can't tell you why they're getting rid of that library other than funding cuts, right? We know they went through the whole Doge thing. But that's what they're doing right now. All I'm thinking of are all the libraries that I've dealt with in my life, all the libraries that I've seen in my life. And even if it's in a small town, one thing they don't do is they don't get rid of the library. They don't get rid of the library. And also, if you guys are familiar, if you guys as kids have gone to the library, one of the things that the library likes to do is to do microfilm with the little microfishes and everything else like that. When they do that, what this does is it takes a lot of books and a lot of publications and it shrinks it down to something that you could put on a computer, the microfiche shower, and then you can look at it that way. You don't have to then go to a book full of pictures or nothing else like that. You don't think these things aren't going to be readily available to the public no more? These guys have built a mountain worth of trash that they've swept under the rug. In this instance, the proverbial rug is the NASA library. Now we've got the moon landing that's supposed to be happening this year. You don't think people are going to be people that are a lot more inquisitive than us, anybody in the fucking foundry? You don't think some fucking noggin is going to go over there and look through those documents before the fucking moon landing? Absolutely. Now that the moon landing is supposed to be taking place, do you think they want to hold any? You think they really want to hold on to any of that shit? And I feel you, Flat Bob. Of course, I don't believe they're doing a moon landing, but that's them getting rid of all the evidence. They're burning the books, so to speak. They're burning the books. So I don't make these rules. Like when these things are happening, you can only go with what you see because we're not in the middle of it, right? But based off of their record, based off of how many times we've already been lied to, based off of how much we're being lied to right now, right? Saying that they're going to the moon, knowing good and goddamn well they ain't going nowhere, right? What we see from our end, it's not just a library shutting down. It's them getting rid of the evidence. Now, saying all that, say that I didn't want to forget mentioning it, so that's why I talked about it. I came across it today, and I was like, yeah, they're burning the books now. With these guys and the final experiment, what's his name? John Mariande. He can't talk about his experience. I just don't. It blows my mind. You've been a flat earthers for 15 years. And that's you don't have anything for me. It doesn't make any sense. But again, I'll be fair. I will be fair, and I'll let Jonathan Mariande talk. I've been talking enough right now, and I think I should give him a chance. So I will. Let's get back to John Mariande and what it was he was discussing with them dudes. Let's let him talk.
TFE YouTube, the Final Experiment YouTube channel. I think he wanted to give them peace of mind that he was bringing someone that was going to have a non-biased approach.
And another thing I'm noticing, it looks like he's looking at notes. You understand? It looks like he's looking at notes. And here's my thing. I don't know if you guys could see it, but if you're such a flat earther, why do you have a picture, which I could see this argument being made. Why do you have a picture of Antarctica in the background showing everybody Antarctica? Is it a keepsake? Which, if it's a keepsake, I have a problem with that myself. If it's a keepsake, I'm going to figure any souvenir that you get from Antarctica, you keep as a keepsake. Perhaps even what another thing you'd keep as a keepsake are your tickets. Right? You think, hey, this is evidence to show that I went to where I said I went. Antarctica. Nobody would believe me if I said I went to Antarctica. Well, they would believe me if I showed them some tickets. That's why people hold on to tickets, Jaron. That's why people hold on to tickets, McKeegan. You understand? It's not me being cheeky. It's not me being clever or anything like that. These are basic things. Carrie Skates, how you doing, sir? Good to see you. Marcy Chan, my sister. Good to see you, Marcy Chan. Welcome, welcome. I think I saw Valley Stream in here too. Good to see you, Valley Stream. Is Andrew B in here too? Andy B. Hey guys, how you doing? I'm just over here, just going to be doing sobs here later on, so figured I'd just come in. Okay, that's Andy B coming in, and I'm not a shill, so that's a good thing. So right. Oh, Marty Leeds, I guess. Okay. Right. Some people don't trust Marty Leeds, I guess. Me, a shill. The fuck? Not a fucking shill. Who fucking said that? Vlad, I gotta go. They're calling us shills. I was like, I don't know about us, bro. Oh man. No. I'm not gonna give him shit. Andy B. Shout out to Andy B. Poor Andy B, man. Everybody, man, it's like Bleecker Street. I don't know, not Bleecker Street, but Baker Street, Twilight Zone. Maybe you're the alien. Why is your light still on and mine aren't? You know what I'm saying? This shit is sounding crazy, but it's all good, man. It's always good to be skeptical of folks. You can't just let anybody off the hook. I totally get it. But shout out to Andy B and them dudes. I think Saab will be going on here live, but all right, let me shut my mouth up and let these dudes just keep ripping and roaring. Go ahead. But if you look at Jonathan Mariande, you'll see that he keeps looking at something. He keeps like looking at his script. I don't like it, but that's me. That's just me. Maybe y'all see something different. I don't know. Let's continue.
That was going to be making this as a traditional documentary, but without any kind of askew, without any bias. And so he actually went back, and then Jaron followed me. I opened it up to everyone. Jaron as well, they went back, and I think the earliest post was it's flat in 2015, like the earth is flat. And then later on, I put one that said, ironic or synchronistic as it might be, I said, I want to go to Antarctica. We're going to go to the wall. That was maybe 2019. So I had a lot of posts I'd shared. I'm sure we'd find some of your stuff, Mark, and some of Flat Earth Dave and Eric Dubé. But that was the extent. It was, I would find things, I would consume them, I'd become obsessed with them, and then I would share them because I felt like, as an armchair debater or conversationalist as it is, I really enjoy putting extreme ideas out there and then letting people I know in real life come in and comment and challenge the idea, and then I can challenge it back. So, that tends to be my history in all of this, whether it's
motherfucker looking at a goddamn script, bro. It's like he's looking at a goddamn teleprompter. Like, I see this motherfucker just looking away like that. It's like, yo, what the fuck you looking at? Now, maybe I'm just tripping. I could be just tripping. I've been tripping before. I'm not going to act like I know it all because I don't. But it just like listening to his answers and looking at his actions, he just looks like he's looking over at something to kind of read off of, little points to hit and then kind of gloss over and not necessarily tackle any one question directly. So to me, it just didn't look good. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't look right. But I'll let him talk.
Bigger conspiracies, whether it's JFK or 9/11 or any of these that people really enjoy doing deep dives and going down the rabbit hole on.
Flat Bob, you crazy.
Were you into if you don't mind me asking, and you can keep the answers fairly brief for censorship purposes. Were there others? Did you have other favorites before 2015? Were you a 9/11 guy? Were you?
Yeah, I loved. I honestly, I was in college for 9/11, and I remember my mom woke me up that day after the first tower was hit in Lafayette, Louisiana. She's like,
"Okay, so I want y'all to hear this answer.
Like, the World Trade Tower has been hit by an airplane." And I'm like, "What's the World Trade Tower?" And she's like, "Get in here. This is big news." And
do you remember like what grade you were at that time?
Yeah, I was a freshman in college.
Okay.
And I went 2 years to the University of Louisiana at Lafayette, lived at home. I had an open access TV show. It was similar to this, but we had like a real studio with cameras, and it was broadcast locally on the telephone, and the AT&T, I think, was the reason. When they laid the cable lines, they granted, in some of these cases, the municipality a station, so Station 5. And for 4 years, we had a show. I was like 16 when I started. My mom signed as the producer, took all liability. She thought she was signing a permission slip, but was later okay with it. And because you had to be 18 to produce a show. And so, I stayed home. I was working, making football highlight videos, or like filming mission trips or camp videos or some wedding videos, just all sorts of production where I could avoid a career and kind of pursue Hollywood.
Sure.
So when 9/11 hit, I went to school. I eventually transferred to go to film school in North Carolina, and I got into the UNC Wilmington program, which was a really new film program. They had made films with Frank Capra Jr. Out there.
Dog, y'all hear how this dude's talking about 9/11? Do y'all hear how he's talking about 9/11? Do y'all hear how he's talking? I know I said it 3 times. I sound like Dr. Umar Johnson. But do y'all hear how he's talking about 9/11? Let's let him continue. I'm going to let him finish his point, but I just want to make sure. That's all.
And had their own studio. It was proclaimed as the largest sound stages east of California, so bigger than New York. and Dawson's Creek was filmed at the time, later One Tree Hill, where I got a job. And so it was a real opportunity in a small fishbowl to get into the production world. And it was kind of around then. So we're talking 2003 that I we all saw Michael Moore's film. I want to say that was probably the first thing.
Yep.
What was it? Was it Loose Change? No.
No. Loose Change was an independent internet-only group, which usually got people. No, Michael Moore's was different. That was
Fahrenheit 9/11.
Hey, chat room, what was Michael Moore's 9/11 movie called?
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Normally I'd ask Peanut to do it, but Peanut isn't here. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Go on.
And then I made a friend, and he kind of like introduced me to Alex Jones, and it was the most memorable Alex Jones documentary was Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement.
Sure.
I believe it's available on YouTube. It's, I would say, one of his classics. It's great. It's a great documentary.
I ain't going to
really
front. I love
explores
Alex
and
Jones,
challenges
man.
a lot of
I ain't gonna
themes.
lie.
He goes to some places he shouldn't have.
Do not.
And I think that kind of set me on the journey that, okay, some of the things I've been led to believe may have been skewed in a particular way. And I think with filmmaking, that's a real powerful tool. How you present an idea, how you portray someone. It has a bias if you're not careful. It can tend to lend itself, like in a Michael Moore documentary case, to his opinion. And maybe he's omitting some things that don't go with his narrative. That became a theme for me with the greater conspiracy and truther ideas, was let me see what other people have to say.
Family, I got a question for y'all. Do you want me to go ahead and change the view? If I change the view, that means that I have to restart. Like I'll have to put another stream out there. Do you guys want me to go ahead and do that? I can go ahead and I can do that. You want me to do that? This shit is hurting my fucking mind looking at this tiny thing. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, guys. You guys go ahead, go drop a deuce, go take your time, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put another one of these out, okay? Yes, I apologize for that. This won't happen again, okay? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put both views out, okay? It's going to look a little crazy. Actually, no. I'm going to put I'm not going to put both views out. I'm going to put the fucking sideways view. I guess it's the panoramic view. So you guys go ahead, grab y'all a drink, get something to eat, help your kids with your homework and stuff. That is important. And I will hit you guys back in a little bit. I'm going to fix this, okay? All right. So let me go ahead and I'm going to end this stream and I'm going to drop another stream, okay? All right. So I'm going to get the normal one. This fucking thing. Yeah, I know. So let me go ahead and fix this, y'all. And we will be right back after these messages. Let's see. Let's give it around 8 to 10 minutes, huh? All right. So let's expect back up and running at 8:35 p.m. Eastern time. 35 after the hour, we will see some action. We'll be back at it. Okay. All right, family.